I'm pretty fortunate in that we get to tell stories from all walks of life, from both the donor side and the researcher side, in a way that is going to generate interest. I like to tell people we are the folks that make the ground fertile for gifts, because we partner with our donors on things that they're interested in and hopefully advance the research in the university at the same time. So for those who don't know, KU Endowment was started in 1891, and we were the first private foundation set up to support a public university. So we have a long history of partnering with donors to identify their passions and help them reach their philanthropic goals. And I think because of that, we, in our storytelling, make sure that it's about the donors and not necessarily about KU Endowment. So much of our focus is on identifying those donors and those things that they're passionate about, and then connecting them with university partners, researchers, faculty, students, et cetera, who might support that passion and may need donor support. Some of the main ways that we do this is really by meeting and talking with our donors. We are working really hard to be more active listeners and to not fill the silence, because what we've learned is a lot of times people will talk and talk and talk, and it's between the lines when you start to figure out what their passions really are. So from a donor perspective, we're really interested in hearing from them why KU is important to them, why that particular passion is important to them, and then finding ways to connect them with their respective people at the university. So some examples of that, we had a donor whose wife was treated at the Alzheimer's Disease Center, and when she passed away, he became, well, they had been giving over 10 years, and when she passed away, he had an opportunity to downsize, and that was one of the best stories that we've told. We had a very interesting, oh, you're not gonna be able to see it with the blue screen. I should have tested this before, but this is a gentleman who used to own a car dealership in the Kansas City area, and he had quite the car collection. And so he donated about a dozen cars and took them to auction, and all the proceeds went to the Alzheimer's Disease Center. So that was a very unique story that we got to tell through the eyes of the donor. And we got some wonderful, wonderful photographs from that. Courtney mentioned the importance of visuals. Nothing like having classic cars in your magazine showing how a unique way to give was through this auction. And we actually took a lot of the photos that we had and put them in a book. And that's what I was trying to show you all. We presented him with that book. Other donors have chosen to support our students. So many scholarships are in place because of donors, and we like telling their stories. On the flip side, we like telling the impact of their gift as well. So we do a lot of events where we pair donors with student scholars and recipients of their scholarships. And really, we just sit back and let them talk. A lot of times the donors have questions, and they want to know what the student's studying, how their money might have helped them stay in school, et cetera. So as much as possible, we get out of the way and let the donors and the students speak about their impact. We work very closely with the Alumni Association as well to identify alumni who are doing great things. Most of what we do through our magazine, which is called KU Giving. It comes out twice a year and is primarily donor stories. One of the things that we're very conscious about when we tell those donor stories is representation. We work really hard to make sure that we have a group of sources that are representative of the community, from those things that you would think of like race and education and things like that, but also from the size of the gift. It doesn't have to be $1 million gift to be covered in KU Giving. It helps, but it doesn't have to be. We look for the interesting things and interesting stories that make good visuals, and all with the idea of let's ignite someone else's passion and encourage them to give. So we have little blurbs like why I give. We use a lot of what we uncover in our social media outreach as well. So that's another channel that we use. And then we also have some very fun projects that come through our Launch KU platform. If you all aren't familiar with that, it's very much like GoFundMe. It's specific to KU. And we get lots of stories out of that because part of your program, when you're putting it out on Launch KU, is to tell the story of that program. And we had a really interesting example of that last October when a researcher in the breast cancer lab at the medical center came down with breast cancer. And so here she is doing the research and also being treated for breast cancer. And that told a very compelling story that actually got picked up in the media. But to have a video of her telling folks, this is why it's important to support this research. I never thought I would be fighting breast cancer in such a personal way. This is why the research is important. And her project was funded. So we have lots of opportunities to tell stories. I feel very privileged and lucky to be able to do that, all with the eye of helping donors connect to their passions.